Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a really quick and easy carrot cake recipe. This weekend is my niece's birthday, and what she asked for me to make her was some lasagna. The lasagna meat is over on the stove and it is simmering, and a carrot cake. For some reason my family really loves this carrot cake and it's super easy, so I thought I would come on and show it to you. So what I wanted to show you was I'm starting out with a greased and buttered cake pan. My choice is to use Crisco and then to flour it really well to make sure that the cake comes out easy at the end. I have 2 cups of sugar in the mixing bowl already, 4 eggs. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to put all of that into my 2 cups of flour that is here, and then I'm going to sift that all together. I'm also going to put in about 1 cup and a little more of broken walnuts. The recipe actually calls for 3/4 of a cup, but we do a little extra. And it also calls for 1 1/3 cup of cooking oil. My choice is canola. And then over here on the side, I actually have 4 cups of grated carrots that I've grated in my food processor. What I found is that 1 pound of carrots actually equals about 4 cups of grated carrots. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started by, I'm going to go ahead and break the eggs into the sugar so that it can start beating together. And of course there's a shell. One of the easy ways to get a shell out is to put the shell that you broke, the eggshell that it came out of, right in there, and it'll come out very easy. I'm going to turn this on. I hope it doesn't drown me out, but just know I'm going to add the other 3 eggs. Now, before I add this last egg in, I want to let you know that my mom always told me to break my eggs in a separate bowl and to put it into the mixer so that in case I get a bad egg, I won't mess up the rest of my cake mix. So that's why you see me breaking them in and adding them one at a time. So I'm going to turn this back on and I'm going to let it go so that it can beat while I add the 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder into the flour. Be right back, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 1/3 cup of oil. Again, I'm using canola oil. That's 1 cup and 1/3. Turn this up a little bit and let it mix some. Okay. What I'm going to do now is start sifting the flour here so that I can get it into the mix, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the flour is sifted. I'm going to turn this back on low, and I'm going to slowly add the flour mixture to this. I'm going to let it mix pretty well, and then I'm going to add some more. Maybe I might even add the rest of this actually in here. Let's see. And remember, it's only on stir. It's very low. You don't want to overbeat the cake. Now that it's incorporating some, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the sides. Okay, I'll mix it again for a little bit. And I'm getting the cup of walnuts ready. A couple of bigger pieces in here. I'm gonna pick those out. Now, the reason why you don't want it too big is that when you cut the cake, you don't want the nuts to make holes in the cake. So, as I see the bigger ones, I'm pulling them out. Don't worry, they're not going to go to waste. We'll munch on them around here. So this is the reason why I always do more than the 3/4 of a cup, because I always want a little bit more of the nuts, but I also realize that I have to pick some of the nuts out. So as you can see, I have about a cup. Okay. I'm gonna scrape the sides down and take this off of this. It actually says that you're supposed to fold in the carrots. A lot of times I just mix it in, but I'm gonna follow the recipe a little better, other than the walnuts, a little bit more today since I'm showing this to you. Okay, let me move this out of the way and bring the food processor over with the carrots. Put this in the sink. And I'm just gonna, so let's do about half of the carrots. And I'm gonna stir these in. And now the other half. I really used to hate making this recipe before I got a food processor, because it was really no fun actually grating all of these carrots. One thing you should know is that you cannot use the pre-shredded carrots that you find in the grocery store. They have a chemical on them that actually makes them very dry. You really need the moisture from the fresh grated carrots for this cake to work. Believe me, I've tried it. Don't even bother to waste your money or your time getting the pre-shredded carrots. Okay, so now that that's like that, I'm going to go ahead and add this cup. There's another couple of big ones. I'll take those out, and then I'm going to, again, mix this all up by hand. And once I'm sure that it's incorporated in here very well, just a few more turns, we'll make sure. Okay, let me move all of this to the side, and I'm going to bring the cake pan over. And I'm going to spoon it, pour it. Into the cake pan. I'm just cleaning the spatula off. I always thump my cakes. I was told it was to get the air out of it. That's what I was told, so that's what I do. And now I'm going to put this in a 350 degree preheated oven and bake it for 40 to 50 minutes. Let you know how long mine took and let you take a look at it. Okay, friends, welcome back. It has been 53 minutes for the cake to come out of the oven. I'm getting ready to, it's been sitting for about 15 minutes, so I'm getting ready to actually take it out of its pan. So what you do is, again, you take it out, you let it sit for 15 or 20 minutes. I've let it sit for 15. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see where it's starting to pull from around the edges. So that lets me know that it's ready to come out. So what I do is I put the cooling rack on top of the pan, and I simply flip it. And if you heard that noise, you know that it released, and it released properly and easily. So let's see. All right, beautiful release. So now, so friends, as you can see, I have now taken the cake out and it is resting on a cooling rack. I will let it cool here for at least an hour or two. Once it's finished, I will transfer it to a white plate. My preference is to eat on white plates. I just think that they're so crisp and clean looking. So I will put the cake on the white plate and then I will decorate it. My niece plans to display it tomorrow at her birthday party. So I will take you along to either vlog it, or I will at least put pictures in at the end of this video so that you can see how everything came together. I will see you soon. Hey friends, it's the next day. So I'm going to show you how to make the icing. It requires 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, a half a cup of butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So let's get started. So I'm just going to drop this as soon as I can get it open. 8 ounces of this cream cheese into my mixing bowl. And I'm going to use my spatula to scrape the last bits and pieces in there. And then I'm going to drop in my half a cup of softened butter. And I use unsalted butter because that way you can control the salt that's in your dishes, especially in baking. If you have salted butter, then you would need to adjust any salt that is added to your recipe. Okay, I'm going to add my teaspoon of vanilla. Uh-oh, looks like I'm out. Let me go grab some more. That was pure, so what I have to add, because I don't have any more pure, is imitation. So I'm going to add maybe just a smidge more. And that's that. And of course, the 1 pound of confectioner's sugar. So I'm gonna put this in here. And I'm gonna start this really low until things get mixed up, and then I'm gonna beat it very high so that it can be really nice and smooth. So let me show you how I started off. This is on the first of my mixer, and it is called Stir. So I'm just gonna stir it for a few until everything gets incorporated. And again, I'm gonna beat it on relatively high for a couple of minutes. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like in just a few. Okay, here we go. It's been beating for a minute. I'm gonna scrape down the sides, give it a taste. Make sure it doesn't need any additional sugar, although it shouldn't. 1 pound of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar normally is sufficient. But let me see. Let me get a quick taste. I'm just going to tap a little bit onto my catch-all here. Delicious. Okay, so I am going to now show you the cake that I baked from yesterday, and I'm going to frost it. And by all means, I am not a baker. I do not know how to frost a cake in any particular way. I just put it on and my family seems to like it. This is the way that the carrot cake came out looking. It looks really, really good. I'm gonna take this off, and I'm just gonna come down here and mix again, just to make sure that nothing's gathered in the bottom. And here we go. I usually just kind of glob it on the top. If you hear that, that is the oven telling me it's ready for me to assemble the lasagna that she asked for. And that's what I'm going to be doing after that, and baking that off. So this is the way I start off. And then I take this other knife and I kind of just go around and try to make sure that it's, you know, kind of even on the top. And I actually have a cake stand that turns, but I didn't feel like going to get all of that for this. So I just kind of make sure it's even, and then I let what was too much on the top just kind of fall over the sides. And once it starts falling over the sides, some people do a pre-crumb. I've never been good at all of that. So again, this is just homemade. This is just, you know, everyday kitchen stuff. So, and actually they like more icing than not. So let's do a little bit more. And then I come around the bottom. Going to turn it again. And I would just put the other glob on top because I just actually like to control it as it falls over the sides. so that there's enough on top, obviously, because that's where we started. But then there's enough on the sides, and it's fairly equal going around. See over here, and then I can actually see where I need additional icing. Like right there. Believe me, my family likes more icing than anything. Okay. And some more right here on the top. Looks like I took a little too much off of that, so let's add some more there. And then, like I said, I am not a froster. Then I kind of come around and make sure the sides are still frosted well. Now, this is all, I'm doing it all very lightly. And then I'm just going to, I just usually do some like little curly cues just to give it some kind of decoration on top. And I'm just kind of twirling this, and then that is it. Let me twirl it around, see how it looks on the sides. I think I can put a little more icing right there. Let's see if there's any place else. Maybe right there. Okay, let me get a paper towel because I normally come by and clean up the plate so that it's nice and crisp around here. And this is it. This is the carrot cake for my niece's birthday. I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator until it's time to go, which will be in about an hour and a half. And then that way it'll harden up just a little bit. And they actually like it kind of chilled. So that will take care of all of that. I hope you enjoyed my carrot cake. As you can see, it was very easy and it's something that anyone can do in the kitchen. If you decide to make it, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comments section and let me know how it comes out. If you'd like to share your carrot cake recipe, also leave that in the comments so that everyone can share in the recipes that are out there. Again, I hope you had a wonderful time with me today baking this carrot cake and icing in it, and I hope to see you next time on Next Up is Lisa.